Joining me now to discuss the big stories today is my Tuesday night panel, James McPherson, writer with The Spectator Australia, and Michael Danby, also a columnist with The Spectator Australia. That was his important job. He was also a Labor minister for a while there, but obviously that was secondary, wasn't it, Michael, to your brilliant writing for The Spectator Australia. Always great to see you, Michael, and James.
Thanks.
Listen, we've got this story here about robots. So if you've been to Woolies recently, you will have noticed the checkout chicks have gone, got rid of them, and you all do it yourself now. So you fill your own bags and you do your own thing and you all the rest of it. They're talking about robots. Ed Husic, the Labor minister, Michael, you will know him well, has come out and said, let's have a robotics strategy advisory committee. I guess the whole notion that robots and robotics equals unemployment is the one that they are challenging, Michael. What's your thoughts on this?
Well, automation and mechanisation were keys to productivity in all previous governments, but I don't know whether committees to organise robotics is actually going to be very productive. It's up to individual companies in what's left of the car industry or in other industries to involve this kind of automation. You're right about supermarkets, though. It's sort of you end up doing all of the work, and I'm not sure it's great for customer satisfaction in a whole lot of areas. Let's hope that robotics works in factories.
James, I kind of stopped in Woolies the other day, and there's a whole row of these things where everyone's doing it themselves, and there's one kind of one lonely checkout chick at the end. So I thought, right, that's where I'm going. Protect her job. A couple of us were queued up down the end there at Woolies. And I said to her, you know, what's it like? She said, well, clearly my job is disappearing. This is what's happening. And a lot of customers complain. An interesting thing she said to me was that one of those customers that suffer the most are the elderly, because not only can they not work the friggin' machines, which I can't anyway, so I'm hopeless at all that, but also that interaction with human beings, that the checkout chick was part of the highlight of their day for many of these people. That's the only person they meet.
I sympathise with you. I would rather line up for 15 minutes to be served by a human being than those machines, because invariably they glitch. And then you've got 30 people trying to get the attention of one person to come and reset the machine. But if we're talking about robotics and the Labor Party want to promote the robotics industry, I'd say they're doing a great job with their IR laws. Every employer in the country will be preferring robotics to people because they won't have these crazy industrial relations laws that they've got to submit to. And the other thing, Rowan, robots require power. So the more robots we have, the more energy we're going to need to power them. So it's a great idea, but there's a few things the government need to get in order first if they're to promote this.
Well, Michael, this is a key point. You're what I would call a traditional Labor man, blue-collar man. You know, isn't it worrying that the Labor Party either are not doing enough to support workers? It's one thing to give salary increases or wage rises to people who are in job, but robotics and AI is a huge threat to, and we've seen this before in history time and time again, and the argument is, well, when those jobs disappear, new jobs come in. But this time round, do you think Labor is doing enough to protect the working men and women of Australia who may be cast on the scrap heap by AI and robotics?
Well, certainly not in the energy area. I'm very strongly in agreement with the great figures of the past, Peter Walsh, Gary Gray, Joel Fitzgibbon. You know, we've got to loosen up gas supply. So if we're going to get to these targets, some of which seem unrealistic to me, Matthew Guy's targets included, for renewables, that we've got to have gas, especially if we don't have nuclear in this this country, and we need a bigger supply of gas to fuel our electricity generation. It's we're certainly not looking after the workers in the coal mines and the gas fields and in the aluminium refineries in New South Wales. There's an electricity plant that's going offline midway through next year, and the gas plant that's meant to replace it doesn't take over till the end of the year. What happens to the aluminium refinery that needs baseload energy in the meantime? Are we going to turn it off? I don't know how all of this works. It doesn't add up to me. I think we just need to take this all more slowly. And it does worry me that billionaires are making money out of hedge funds invested in renewables.
I couldn't agree with you more there, Michael. That disturbs me, and particularly the lie that it is the fossil fuel industries where the big money is trying to, stop the advance of history or progress. It is the renewables industry where the big money is being made, and it is the renewables industry that is stopping us getting on with, for example, cleaner versions of coal or nuclear or others.